Hey there YouTube. Today I am going to show you how to winterize your 1998 Sportsman KZ camper or similar. So the first step, of course, is to get some RV antifreeze. You want to make sure that you get the non-toxic kind. I think they all are. Just don't get car antifreeze. Biodegradable and non-toxic. You're going to need your camper plugged in or hooked up to a battery to do this. You're going to want to switch your water off for the first part. Alright, then under your sink is going to be your water heater, and if your water heater is not under your sink, it'll be somewhere. Thankfully mine has a bypass valve installed. So you see how this valve is going straight with this line here? Like it's going through this and into the tank. Like that. And then like that. See how you can see the water's flowing through the tank? What you want to do is just turn both of those valves so that the flow of water is directed to bypass the tank. Hence, bypass valve. So, turn this guy. Turn this guy. There we go. Water heater is bypassed. Then you're going to want to open up the access door to the water heater. And at the bottom, you'll see the drain plug. And then you're going to need to find the large drain plug socket. I think it's 1.16 inches on this model. Make sure the tool set is well clear of the drain. Crack her open. Ew. Gross. Looks like my anode rod is getting pretty used up, but that's good. It's saving the tank. It's going to take a while to drain. We drain all the water out of the tank. My camper's sitting kind of cockeyed, so the drain on the water tank didn't completely empty it, so I have to use the pump, but it's still good to exercise that pump. So every camper has a low side drain, and the low side drain on this model is right under the bumper. See those two PEX hoses coming down? You're going to want to take the end off that to drain. Sometimes you can get these open with just your hand. Oh, looks like it still had some pink in there from last year. Now, go inside, turn on the water, and these will flush the entire system out. And leave the faucets closed because you want the pressure to blow this out. You'll open the faucets after you've used the pump to blow the water out. Then once that's done draining, go back inside the camper and open up the hot and cold water valves on the kitchen sink to release the vacuum. So while that's draining, now is a good time to remind you that you also need to make sure that you emptied out your gray and black water tanks, because stuff freezes. I do have the pump still running, and it looks like it's getting to the end there. Then put the caps back on. Alright, now close all the valves. Turn off the water pump. And then put the drain plug back in the water heater. You may or may not need Teflon tape. Okay, so now here's the tricky part. You want to disconnect the pump inlet from the hose that comes from the water tank. I keep a flathead screwdriver in the camper specifically for this reason. Just loosen up that band clamp right there. And some water might come out if your tank is not completely empty, but mine is. Helps if you loosen the inlet connector off the pump a little bit too, so you can rotate it easier. Just push up on the hose. Boom, disconnected. Alright. Alright, now you get yourself a tube like so. You can install a winterizing kit at this point if you want to put a T in here and a valve. But what can I say? I'm cheap and it's a $3,000 camper. So put this on there. I never clamp it. Just kind of shove it on there. Make sure that the fitting is tightened. Screwed on to the pump itself here. Make sure that that's on there. Alright, then open that up, stick this down inside of it. Try to make it so it sits a little above the pump. So like I got it on a barrel like that. Then just go inside, turn on the pump, and then open up the kitchen faucet so that it fills the entire system with antifreeze. So once it starts, the antifreeze starts coming out of the kitchen faucet, close that up, and then open up the sink faucet. Then when it starts coming out of that, close that up. Then the tub faucet, open that up, then close it up. Both sides, of course. And this chicken's gonna jump on my camera. And then make sure you do the toilet. So run some pink into the toilet, and then the lines will be clear. So let's let it rip. Alright, turn the pump on. Open up the kitchen. And we have pink. We have pink out of the hot, pink out of the cold. Now the next highest, which is the sink. So that's the point here. You're going from the highest faucet, which is usually the kitchen sink, then going down. You know. Alright, hot side, water, pink. Cold side, pink right away. Of course, make sure that you leave some pink stuff in here to keep that rubber seal good. And to that point, actually, run this for a while to fill up the traps, because you want to get all the water out of the traps. Alrighty, and I did all that with 1 gallon. However, I never just put 1 gallon in it. That's $3.50, not worth freezing a pipe over. If you freeze your pipes in your camper, you have to rip the entire interior out. It's a pain. I had a friend have it happen on his hybrid, and yeah, it took a month. So, I'm going to take my 2nd gallon. Careful not to flick yourself in the eye with this. Then I'm going to run back inside and use up this entire container. And I'm also going to open up the low point drain one more time, just to show you the pink's coming out the low point, so there's no way there's any water in the system. Coming out pink. Make sure you don't cross thread that. That's what happened. But now it's sealed. So like I said, I normally never undo the low point drains once I've put the antifreeze in, but I was kind of curious how much water stayed in the bottom. As you can see, there was no water. It was all antifreeze. So, good. Alright. Pop this out. And then, once you got all of the antifreeze drained out of the line, you can unhook your bypass hose here, or your winterizing hose. It's about 3 feet. And throw it in the camper for next year. Now just hook your line from the freshwater tank, which is empty, back in. Then tighten that clamp back up. And if you have any antifreeze left over, it never hurts to put a little in your freshwater tank. Yes, you'll have to flush it out, but you're going to want to flush this tank out thoroughly in the spring anyway. This will eliminate any remaining possibility of ice doing any damage. Well, other than the roof. Thanks for watching.